Hello again, Struck. Today I'm going to talk to you about Magic Legends again, and this time we will be covering subjects such as regional reputation and daily quests for those regions. Basically, the developers posted yesterday a blog post, and I've been waiting for them to post something about this so I can talk about this without breaking an NDA. And there are different regions, and each region would give you every day a specific quest, and you complete that quest, you get reputation, you get levels, and then based on those levels you have some unlocks. That's it in a nutshell. Now let's talk about it more in detail, starting with reputation. Reputation in Magic Legends, after you've completed the story mission of a particular region, you unlock reputations and daily quests for that area. Each region has its own reputation track and daily quests. Each of these reputations has 100 levels for you to gain favor in, with more difficult content in each area earning you more experience to level up faster. This was me reading from the website. So, first of all, there are some things that I don't understand. It says with more difficult content in each area earning you more experience to level up faster. How? Where? I never saw that in the closed beta. Does it mean that the higher your reputation, the stronger the overworld enemies become? And if so, is it gonna group you only with players of the equal reputation level for that overworld? Or is it scaling the enemies to be stronger for you but not stronger for other people with lower reputation in this overworld? I didn't notice in the closed beta between reputation level 1 and reputation 11, 12, 13 any change. Probably I need level 100 or 50 or 40 to notice a difference. But yeah, I didn't reach even 20, so maybe it's a minor change and I couldn't notice it. But how will this work? They're very cryptic about it. They're not revealing too much. And the thing that I think needs to be mentioned is that if you miss a day and you don't do your daily, then you're far behind by one level. Basically, every day you do a daily quest, that gives you one reputation level. And that is how it was in the closed beta without revealing anything that hasn't been said. So I hope they change this. I hope they allow us more ways to get reputation. If it's daily quests only to get reputation, that means you're time gated by a level per day. A level a day, a daily a day. You miss a day, you're missing that level and you have to catch up. And if you're trying to get those rewards, more about those in a moment, which include artifacts, they include spells. Whether those artifacts you can get as drops, they're not saying. But they're saying a unique artifact, spell, or team costume piece. And the costume pieces, you get armor that you can equip and use as a costume piece, unless they changed it so that it no longer gives you an equipable item, armor, and it's just a cosmetic one. That's fine, okay, that's gonna be the preferred one. But yeah, the artifacts that you're gonna see in a moment and the spells, if they only can drop from there, which for the spell I'm kind of doubtful, but for the artifacts I wouldn't be surprised if they made those exclusive only from this place. And having to grind all those levels, it would be painful, having to wait 100 days before you can actually finish this. That's a lot. That's more than 3 months time. So hopefully they've included more ways to get reputation. Now let's move on to rewards. Rewards for increasing reputation are broken up by levels. In addition, specific milestone levels have unique rewards based on each region. At levels 20, 40, 60, 80 and 100, you earn either your unique artifact, spell or themed costume piece based on the region you're earning reputation for, in addition to gold and planar mana at each level. So basically you get some planar mana every time you complete one of those things. I think it was something like 250 or 500. It's a small number, but it still helps doing that every day, having that little bit of extra mana for completing that daily. And you get some reputation XP, which in the quotes beta was equal to a level for each daily quest. So, and you didn't have any other ways to earn reputation. So let's move on to the regions one by one, starting with Benalia, a church state city on the plain of Dominaria, where rolling plains meet dark swamps. The Benalish people are at war with the Cabal fanatics and their demons. Reputation levels earned from Benalia reward you with white planar mana. The costume pieces are all part of the champion set, which is as radiant as Benalia itself. A key reward earned through this region's reputation is the Benalish Heirloom, a greater artifact that creates a 1/1 human soldier creature token when you heal, gives lesser swiftness to creatures you control, and plus 125 white mana buff rating. The unique spell for this region is Benalish Marshal, which is a 2-point human soldier creature that gives +1/+1 to other creatures you control. Yeah, it looks cool, and the Heirloom looks nice. It's not the lesser artifact, but it's not legendary, so it's in the middle. A second great artifact, a greater artifact. And there's gonna be some interesting setups with this, and the Benalish Marshal. I don't think I've gotten it during my close beta, but maybe I just didn't get lucky, maybe it's not that hard to get it. It seems like an interesting creature, but it doesn't seem to be that overpowered. So yeah, it's good if you have minion builds, if you have creature builds, so you can buff your other creatures. But overall it's not that much of an overpowered spell, but the artifact could be interesting for some builds. But they're not showing the armor stats, and unless they decide to make it purely cosmetic and remove the stats from the armors, then it would be nice for them to share those. Then Tolaria, a tropical academy on the plain of Dominaria, teeming with aspiring wizards, homerid beasts and artifact constructs. Reputation levels earned from activities in Tolaria reward you with blue planar mana. The costume pieces are all part of the Adept set, an ensemble visually inspired by the Academy's bright wizards. Another reward is the Chronicle of Alacrity, a greater artifact that gives greater swiftness to creatures and plus 125 blue mana creature potency. The unique spell for this region is the Low Mage Captivator, which is a 2-point merfolk wizard creature that can control a nearby foe on the battlefield. As you can see, this artifact again seems pretty interesting, and blue mana creature potency, also chance to gain hexproof. So this is more for summon builds, and the Low Mage Captivator also is very nice for summon builds. And it says on summon it takes control of a nearby foe creature. It's interesting. It's definitely gonna be interesting setups. I don't think they're super overpowered as well. I mean, if you're talking about PvP and pay to win and stuff like that. For PvE, yeah, it's okay. If you get it here or not, it doesn't matter. So I don't think the artifact here or the spell are overpowered, but the artifact is kind of strong, not too much. So Gavony, a province on the plain of Innistrad, where the settlements and townsfolk are constantly under attack by the likes of werewolves and undead. Reputation levels earned from Gavony reward you with black planar mana. The costume pieces are all part of the Sesame Legacy set, which will let your friends and foes alike know that you're serious about monster hunting. Another reward is the Tome of Gisa, a greater artifact that creates a 2/2 zombie creature token when you cast a zombie creature spell, grants greater swiftness to the zombie token, and plus 125 black mana creature HP. The unique spell for this region is Creeping Plague, a sorcery spell that does damage over time to enemies in a cone, which also spreads to nearby foes. I think I've gotten Creeping Plague without needing to complete this, or maybe it was a different type of plague. But yeah, the tome doesn't seem again too overpowered. It seems strong, but doesn't seem like top tier artifact in terms of greater artifacts, but there's some synergies there. And again, it's more for a creature build. but Creeping Plague is pretty nice and pretty strong. But as I said, I think I've gotten it randomly as a drop, so it's not an exclusive thing that you can only get from here. I don't think either of those are exclusive in terms of spells. For the artifacts, one can only hope they aren't exclusive. I don't think I've gotten this or any of the others mentioned in this article as drops. So let's move on to Shiv, and here is one super strong artifact. It's one of the top tier artifacts for some builds. So Shiv is a volcanic island on the plane of Dominarium. It's inhabited by Gitu tribes, goblins, ogres and dragons. Reputation levels earned within the Shiv overworld and mission rewards you with red planar mana. The costume pieces are all part of the Lava Runner set, inspired by the Gitu tribe of Shiv people. Another reward is the Orb of Shiv, a greater artifact that gives Molten Shell to creatures and plus 125 red mana sorcery potency. The unique spell for this region is the Ogre Mortar, which is a 5-point ogre creature with a 5/4 stats. And see, the Ogre Mortar is strong, it's amazing, but it's not super overpowered. But the Orb of Shiv is amazingly strong, and it could be overpowered if you build very well around it. Not only do you get the red mana sorcery potency, which means sorcery spells of the red variety, of the red type would be super strong. Not super, but extra strong, extra spicy. But this Molten Shell applied on all creatures. Basically, every creature you summon gets Molten Shell. Molten Shell means that they do damage to enemies around them for X seconds. So it gives them rank 1 Molten Shell. Now, which is kind of okay. It's underwhelming because it's only rank 1, and taking that rank 1 Molten Shell to master missions probably won't do much damage. But it's still for 5.2 seconds, and it's still for every single creature. And if you have a bunch of creatures surrounding a boss, and the boss, assuming the boss doesn't one-shot them if they're little creatures, so maybe some mid-range creatures. If you have a bunch of those surrounding the boss and all of them have Molten Shell, and the Molten Shell keeps pulsating and doing damage to the boss, it's gonna be strong. So building around this would be nice. I really hope we can get it outside of this as a random drop. Then Tazeem, the jungle continent on the plane of Zendikar, featuring mystical hedron stones, massive trees and lush rivers, inhabited by merfolk, elves and a host of wild creatures. Reputation levels earned from activities in Tazeem reward you with green planar mana. The costume pieces are all part of the Marksman's set, a green set that helps you blend into the jungle with ease. Another milestone reward is the Conduit of the Womb, a greater artifact that gives you a chance to summon 1/1 Saprolink token when picking up health globes and plus 125 spark recharge speed. The unique spell for this region is Bloom of Life, which heals yourself and your allies. Again, I don't think those are overpowered at all. Conduit of the Womb is not bad, and for some spark builds, whether you're going for spark power or for mana surge builds, that could really help and you can stack it up. But the Saprolinks, I mean, they're not so bad, but Saprolinks are strong if you have a bunch of them, a buttload of them. You can have a Saprolink army, a legion of Saprolinks build where you're making a bunch of those, and yeah, they can be very tough to deal with on higher difficulties if you're undergeared, and that poison and stuff they do could be difficult and devastating to you. But when it comes to fighting enemies, I think Saprolinks would be getting one shot in the higher difficulties, but that still doesn't mean they're not useful. Bloom of Life is definitely a good spell for healing, but again, I think you can get that. I think I got it from other places if I'm not mistaken. It's not that overpowered, but definitely some good rewards. And that pretty much is all of the rewards you can get. I mean, they're not detailing the armor and stuff like that, and I hope they really reworked it so we can get reputation from other places than daily quests. That's my only concern about this system. It's gonna become a daily walking zombie system, just like the battle pass, and in the close beta, missing one day resulted in missing a level, and there's no way to catch up. So if I don't play today and I log in tomorrow, I can't earn the reputation lost the last day on the next day, so I can't catch up. And that's bad, that's annoying, that's not how I think reputation should be. You should have other things that give you reputation, and I hope the best place to give us reputation would be overworld activities and completing missions. So completing story missions, completing ordeals, completing skirmishes, and all sorts of things in that region should each give you a different type of reputation. Maybe skirmishes should give less reputation per skirmish completed than a full mission, and then missions based on the difficulty should give you a different type of reputation. But you should allow players to grind that reputation as much as they want, whenever they want, not forcing them to log in every day like a mindless zombie that has nothing better than to log in a game every single day. And that pretty much is it for this subject. To get notified when I upload more content for this game or other games like this one, which would be wooters of all varieties, isometric, third-person ARPGs, wooter shooters, and all sorts of wooters like that, you could subscribe to my channel and hit that bell button to not miss out on my content updates. And optionally, you can even join as a member of the Struck Club on YouTube as a channel member to get access to exclusive perks such as special emotes custom made by me, special badges custom made by me that represents how many months you have been a member for, as well as opt-in of editing tutorials that I can give for Photoshop, Adobe Premiere, as well as shoutouts and things like that. And I would like to use this part of the video to thank all my YouTube members and Twitch subscribers. Thank you for supporting the channel and keeping me going. Thank you also for watching this video, everyone. Keep it cool, Struck Club. Until next time, and goodbye.